Two questions left. The last one, I will give you that first because that's a difficult one, because I would like to change seats. And what question would you have asked yourself that I forgot? So that's the last question.
Okay.
So that's probably the most important question.
I'll be thinking about that while you're asking me your next question.
So just take your time, and then going back to the experience economy, us being the event industry, what in modern days, maybe even after COVID, is like an experience or an event or even something coming out of the experience shopping or experience retail that you would say is like the new Disney example? What is like the perfect example of people that really understand how to use experience?
The company that comes immediately to mind, and it was around pre-COVID, is Italy. You know Italy?
No.
Italy is a grocery store. All right. So I first encountered it in New York, and then in Chicago, and you go in and it's a grocery store, but they've got all the produce and meats and stuff you can buy. They've got appliances as well as the packaged goods and so forth. But then you go, but the first thing you see is a cafe where you sit and enjoy yourself. And then you look in the back, and as you're shopping for groceries, all of a sudden you find yourself in line for a restaurant. There's not one restaurant, there's 2, 3, 4 restaurants in the place. One serving pizza, one serving fish, one serving pasta, and so forth. And then you get all the appliances you have, and you go a little further, and then you discover there's a cooking school in the back where you pay an admission fee to learn how to become an Italian chef. And it's the most vibrant retail experience I've seen in the world. The way it all flows together, where it all mixed together with thousands of people in it, is just amazing, right? And the theme of it, great experiences have a theme. The theme of Italy is a culinary journey through Italy, right? So you got this journey that you're going on. It is actually an Italian company. I assumed it was an American company because of the name, Eat plus Italy. Yeah. But it is an Italian company. The first store they had was in Florence, I believe, and then Milan. I've been to the Milan store. It's an old theater, right? That you had plays in, and they took it over and they redesigned it, and from the outside, it's just, you see people in line waiting to get inside, and all you see is people, just roaming around. It's just incredibly vibrant. And one of the most beautiful things about it is that it does, in fact, have all 5 economic offerings in one place, right? So I think that's one of the things as well. You can buy the hams and the produce at the commodity level. You can buy pasta and canned tomatoes and sauce or whatever at the goods level, as well as quick service food and so forth. They have, all retailers are service companies with merchandising, plus the quick service stuff that they have. And then you have the cafes and the restaurants, which are wonderful experiences. And then you have the cooking school, which isn't, technically it's an experience because they're charging admission, but you go because you want to become a better Italian cook, right? And if they can turn you into an Italian cook, guess what? You're going to buy more commodities, goods, services, and experiences inside of it. So it's just a beautiful model. They even have this, they don't call it a theme park, but others have. They have this Italian food theme park outside of Bologna where they grow food and they show you and they charge admission to be able to come in and see how it's all done.
Very cool example. I will find the links and put this beneath this.
They're in most major cities. I haven't noticed one in Amsterdam.
No, because for me it's not a well. So thank you for the new Disney.
Right.
And then the most difficult question: what question did I not ask you, and you were willing to give the best answer ever?
You didn't ask me what's the thing that we added in the latest release of the book.
What's the thing you added?
Why? Thank you for asking,
Sjoerd. It's a good question, isn't it?
It is a great question. So the original subtitle of the book was "Work is Theater." We're going to really emphasize that part. Work is theater, and every business is stage. The new subtitle is "Competing for Customer Time, Attention, and Money," and that's the key thing. Is that because we're now in an experience economy, every company competes against every other company for the time, attention, and money of individual customers, right? These are the 3 currencies of the experience economy. Yeah. And so they're so important to understand. So on the attention, I already talked a little bit about the fact that the smartphone is the #1 competitor for customers' attention, right? They can drop out of your experience at any time and get on their smartphone. So how do you keep their attention, or how do you integrate the smartphone in by creating what's called Instagrammable place, create places where people do want to take pictures, they do want to share it, they get the word out and so forth, right? That's a good thing. Time, we've discovered, is the most important thing about experiences. So what I often say is that services are time well saved, but experiences are time well spent, right? That people value the time that they spend with you. And so with services, they want it to be nice and easy and convenient. They want to buy it at the greatest possible convenience and the lowest possible price. They want services and goods, for that matter, to be commoditized in order to spend their hard-earned money and their hard-earned time on the experiences that they value. So you need to provide that time well spent. And then transformations, by the way, are time well invested. That people are investing that time well spent. They're investing that time in you, and they want it to pay dividends and compound interest now and into the future. Right? That's why they're spending that time. And then money. Of course, I always say that making money should never be the purpose of any organization, but money is the measure of how well you fulfill your purpose. It's a measure of how much value you create for your customers, right? So it's a good thing in that regard, and it gives you an investment to create even more value over time. And one of the things we did is we added in a new formula we call the money value of time, right? MVT. People know the time value of money, but you gotta know the money value of time, which is basically the expenditure per minute that you spend in a place. And you can use that, excuse me, to compare across industries. So like, for example, let's just start out with a movie. You go to a movie, you figure out the admission fee over 2 hours, you're spending about 10 cents per minute, right? That's what a movie's worth. If you can get 10 cents a minute from your customers, you've got a good experience. Now, we're not including the popcorn and all that, where they make even more money, because it's not public information, but you can do that. If you go to Starbucks and spend 5-6 euros for a cup of coffee, or for me a venti non-fat 6-cup no water chai extra hot for Joe, and you spend a half hour, an hour in the place, right? Guess what? You're spending 5-10 cents a minute.
Yeah.
Right? If you go to Disney and you spend all day, but you're paying over $100, guess what? You're spending about 20 cents per minute. And that's a great experience. But one of the things that we've realized is that there are now experiences like escape rooms and immersive art experiences and Instagrammable places, Meow Wolf and others like them, that are consistently getting 40, 50 cents per minute, right? They're outdoing Disney. Yeah. And that, I think, is a key thing. So it's a way to say, what level of experience do we want? What's our MVT, our money value of time, our expenditures per minute, and how can we increase that? Because it's an indicator of how much more value customers are willing to get out of it, and therefore willing to pay you for it.
Wow, this is a lot. At the end, yep. Will I be the new Joe Pine if I write a book about the attention economy?
No, well, Tom Davenport and others already did that. But attention is not an economy. So, because attention is not an economic offering. Economies are based off the economic offerings. Attention is part of the experience economy. Again, time, attention, and money. But yes, there is more books to be written. There's much more to be discovered about the experience economy, and especially the transformation economy. So if I were you, Sjoerd, I'd work on the transformation economy and write a book on how agencies can be agents of transformation for their clients.
Cool. And those agencies have to come out of those people who already thought of experiences being like on top of everything and is the perfect layer to then go a step further into transformation.
Yep, exactly.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Joe Pine. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for inspiring, for sure, these people. I will find all the links that you talked about to put that underneath that interview. Is there one last remark, one last thing you would like to share with the Dutch people coming out of this experience economy? We got the corporates going from Nike to the Rabobank, from all the agencies. Is there one last final sentence of Joe before you go to Dublin?
Well, I would say, Amsterdam, the reason I came here, because it is a great experience. All of the Netherlands, I've been all over the country, and it's always been so welcoming. So I think that the Dutch people have that opportunity of being at the forefront of the world in experiences and transformations, as it once was with commodities during the golden age of Holland.
Wow. Thank you very much, Joe Pine.
Dank je wel.
Dank je wel.